One of the topics that will be discussed on this panel is education of the future, and the panelists on the next panel will be discussing all the necessary things and steps that have to be taken so that the digital workforce for the future is ready. That's the name of the panel, Investing in Human Capital, Building the Future Workforce for Digital Finance. It's not a big panel in terms of people, but it's a very important one. The first speaker is Giorgi Miriamidze, co-founder and CEO at Shchehlova. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Shchehlova is the biggest technology education platform in Georgia, specialized in offline education for many years, but now it has the biggest tech college in the whole Georgia. Next speaker is Nino Enukidze, rector at Business and Technology University. BTU is one of the leaders in terms of tech education on the university side of things. Let's give a warm welcome to Nino. The next speaker is Zeshan Ahmad, a professor of blockchain, cryptography, AI software at Kutaisi International University. KU is also one of the leaders in terms of technology, in terms of innovation within the Georgian educational institutions. And Zeshan has been speaker on this conference for so many years. It's nice to see you back. And the moderator for this panel is Anastasiia Shchehlova, founder at Luna Pastel Hiring. She will be moderating this event. Let's give her a warm round of applause, everybody, and let's get ready to listen to the panel about digital education. Please.
Okay. Is it working?
This one is working.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for introduction. So, guys, today we are not talking about tech, Web3 and AI itself, but we are talking about people, talent, culture, and how human capital defines the success in AI and Web3. My name is Anastasiia. I'm founder of Luna Pastel Hiring Ltd. And for the last 3 years, my team has been closing the hardest roles in Web3 and AI. And we also launched an AI product which detects behavior inconsistencies in interviews. And it's exactly why I'm here. Let's start and dive in with the big picture, but a little bit to illustrate speed in AI and Web3. You know, everybody that for example, OpenAI reached more than 1 million people in 2 months. Web3 created new roles like prompt engineers, token economists, dev refs, and a lot of new roles, less than in 2 years. And that's why human capital, it's make or break factor. So my first question is, if we are talking about human capital, what exactly does it mean? We are building community, we are building skills, we are building something completely new mindset. Let's start with short round. And could you introduce a little bit more deeply? So, guys.
You want to start? Okay. Thank you, Anastasiia. It's a big pleasure for me to be here today. Very excited to see so many interested people. And as a Georgian, also, I think I'm super glad to see that there's actually so many people that are not from Georgia. And I'm happy to be here with you together. My name is Giorgi. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Skillwheel. Skillwheel is a kind of non-traditional education institution, if you want to put it that way. Basically, my background was actually in tech outsourcing, and the biggest challenge we had as a company in tech outsourcing was to actually find talent. So out of the challenge, the idea of Skillwheel was born, where we started to teaching and educating tech folks like software engineers and so on and so forth. Every role that participates in creating a tech product. So basically, Skillwheel was born out of necessity. And also to echo Anastasia's initial question, as the name indicates, we are all about skills, right? And also, as Anastasia mentioned, there's so many new roles, and we also in education need to keep up the pace because normally education is kind of lags the tech progress and innovations. So what we are trying to do is our goal is to introduce new courses, new content, new material in order to keep up with the pace of innovation in the space. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you very much for inviting me to this amazing event. My name is Nino Enukidze. I'm director of Business and Technology University. I'm also the founder of country's largest free coding school for women. And I'm personally very much passionate about supporting children and youth, improving their digital literacy level, for which I do a lot of work with UNICEF and many other organizations. So the skill set and the mindset of youth is something I would like to discuss today, as well as this is something which is a very big part of my life. So thank you once again for being here, and I hope we'll have an amazing discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Zeshan Ahmad. First off, I want to congratulate DGFI on having a fourth conference. It's very hard to do, so everybody that's in this room should give a big round of applause to the organizers of this event, because it's very hard to do. So thanks for having us, first of all. So I'm a professor at KIU. I teach leading edge courses, one of them being software development for product development for software engineers, and AI-powered software for computer sciences students. So I think what it means to me to build human capital is to actually move away from teaching core skills and move into teaching mental models. I think it's important in this day and age for our young people to be able to understand a problem and figure out core ways to anticipate how to solve those problems. So what that means is teaching things like first principles so that they can look at any problem and see the root issues related to it and find the best solutions. It's easy now to go online and to learn coding through YouTube, something along those lines with learning skills. You practically don't even need them nowadays with the way how quickly AI is moving. But what you do need is to understand how to approach a problem, and that comes from understanding mental models and really clarifying your own mental model so you understand your own skill set.
Thank you, guys. So my second question's really important things. Could you imagine if you were starting from scratch today, an AI or Web3 company, who should be the really very first hire? Giorgi, you built the Boss Education, and you are founder of Skillville. You know everything from Boss side. It will be a product thinker or an engineer or maybe community builder. Who it will be?
Just one?
First important.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough question, but let me give a go at it. So I think in any business, it's important that we kind of focus on the end users and on the user journey. So I think the first hire is should be someone that understands the challenges, that understands the problem that you as a business are trying to solve, right? So, for example, in case of Skillville, the problem that we're trying to solve is that we are trying to create education which is both high quality at the one hand and also accessible for the other hand for wider masses. So, I think the first hire should be someone that understands the challenge at hand and is able to look at it from the end user perspective. That would be my answer.
So we are looking for goals and ecosystem, and only after that we could say who will be first hire, yes? Okay, and Zeshan, also I want to ask you, you also from the Boss side, from founders side and education. Your professor, could you answer for that question?
So I actually think it's a false question. If I'm going to challenge your question a little bit, I'm going to say that you need somebody, especially early stage, that can speak the product language, they can speak the engineering language, they can speak the community language. With the tools that we have at our fingertips, you should have somebody that is curious enough to actually learn how to speak to an engineer when they're coming up with a solution that relates to an engineer. They might be wrong, and you might have that engineer that might teach them a thing or two, but at the very least, you want somebody that is actually curious and brave enough to actually go into areas outside of their skill set and try to solve problems. And so I think you almost need a translator. You need somebody that is able to speak product language, that's able to speak engineering language, that's able to speak community language, because especially early stage, you need somebody that is doing all three at once. So that's my answer.
Thank you so much. So let's compare really fast startups and speed of growing startups and academia and university. Everybody know that speed of growth in startups, sometimes you can adapt if you are in a university reality. So Nina, you are rector of Business and Technology University. Could you explain us how university could prepare talent for this really growth mindset and industry?
Thank you for the question. It's a very important topic to discuss, and these have been under discussion in our country and elsewhere for years, because there have been a lot of concerns about how well universities prepare students for future. What kind of workforce do we prepare for as the next generation? And I think that there are, there can be said many things, but there are three more, because technology industry is changing very fast. So if you want to, there is no formula, like university cannot teach anything which will be appropriate.
No button of...
No, it doesn't exist. So, okay, universities can have a very good curriculum, but these curriculums need to be adapted and changed very fast, because the technology world is changing faster. So I would say the adaptability, the culture of lifelong learning, because if alumni or student or person or the stakeholder of the university, the beneficiary of any initiative or program, not only students, if they don't understand the value of lifelong learning, they will never understand how to work in the digital world. So this is the most important thing.
I totally agree with you, and I know that it's difficult to compare, but if we need to choose only one, hard skills or mindset,
of course.
What's more important
well,
for you?
Soft skills, definitely, 100%.
Skills, yes?
The mindset, the discipline, the mindset, and the curiosity of lifelong learning is something which we have to teach. We have to teach critical thinking. We have to teach not only formulas, but how to ask the right questions. If something is happening, why is it happening this way? Maybe there is another way to do it in a better way, right? So I think that hard skills and some disciplines are very important to be taught. But if we compare, I would go for soft skills, definitely.
Yeah. It's sometimes we want to say, just be proactive, just be fast, just. Could you want to work like founder? But it's impossible to increase from scratch. Yeah, I totally agree. So my next question is Giorgi.
Do you mind if I answer that academic question?
Yes.
I think it's like there's an important insight here, and I think that universities need to stop looking at themselves as libraries, and they should start looking at themselves like gyms. A gym for the mind. You should be able to go in and have basically a lab that you can work out of, that you can interact with your professors and industry people, that you can bounce ideas off of, and perhaps even it should be the seed of where you do your first startup. I think some of the most successful schools in the world, like Stanford, MIT, that's what they're successful in doing. They're successful in establishing students that want to take on challenges as if they're startup founders themselves. And so I think it's important to reconsider, because when you look at university like a library, it becomes almost like a museum.
Like a book.
Yeah, like an old it just won't keep up.
Thank you so much. So we are talking a lot about university and startups. Giorgi, I want to see to your journey like a founder. Could you explain us about biggest talent mistakes which you did? Maybe one hire which you, I don't know, you wanted to hire that people, and after that you understand that it's totally different from your. You understand my question, yes?
Thanks. So, first of all, I love the analogy of Zeshan, of being a gym. I think it's a great analogy. We have also used it pretty often. To address your question, I don't remember any, and I don't think there has been a case that any single hire has been like dramatically wrong. But the thing with being a founder and being in a fast-paced environment is that you have to change, you have to adapt, you have to grow, you have to develop really fast, which we as humans, I don't think, are naturally kind of attuned to. And it may happen so that when you're hiring someone today and they're a great fit, they're good for the job changes in 6 months. Or tomorrow, and then you end up with a mismatch. So I think that's the most common problem. So like the pace is really fast, and then you end up with a mismatch. But other than that, I think we've been doing okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And one more important topic. AI now automating everything, research, trading, coding, even recruitment sometimes. And Nina, could you answer, what do you think, which skill, which unique edge we have to leave and AI can't replace? What do you think?
I love this question, and I love the discussion about these questions, because since AI appeared many years ago, but recently it became a very big thing. I think after OpenAI developed ChatGPT, I don't know from where did it start, but anyways, we know that it's very much used in our everyday lives as well, not only by companies, organizations, but for people, right? So, and what are the questions? AI will replace us, AI will replace people. Listen, firstly, no, AI will not replace people, in my understanding. People who own AI tools will replace people who don't understand AI. This is the first thing I want I think people here understand it very well, but this is a message I think that should be taken by you to others who are still scared how AI will replace them. No, AI will not replace
Really
humans.
Scared?
Oh, yes. And the discussion has been on place in Georgia, definitely, for months, if not for years. But there are other things which AI cannot definitely replace, which is value-based decisions, judgment and ethics, which is a very important topic. The creativity and human imagination, I would say, which is, human imagination is very much underestimated in the world, I think, because it has no limits. And I don't think that there is anything in this world that can be as creative as human imagination, and it cannot be replaced. It depends on human, but anyways, there are some people who are still very creative, right? So, and as for the code, we have heard that, okay, coding process is into transformation. Some people say that, AI will be doing all the coding part and there will be no people needed to do coding. I don't agree with that statement at all. And I'll tell you why, because I think that coding will be transformed, that's for sure, it's already transformed, but where we need humans is to design systems and to ask the right questions and to collaborate with AI. So this collaborative approach can bring a higher efficiency to companies, to organizations, to startups. So again, I'll finish my answer with the statement which I made in the beginning. AI will not replace humans. AI will replace people who don't understand how to use AI. And this is a very important thing to understand.
And I think operations also.
Of course.
Yes,
yes, that's for sure.
Zeshan, also I want to listen your answer. What about decision makers? AI could replace or no?
I think the simple answer is AI should be used for anything that can be predicted. And the other side of this answer is go ask a child what they can use AI for. And they're going to look at you and say, what are you talking about? Because all they want to do is play, right? AI can't do that. They can't
or
have that.
explain something maybe.
They want
no?
no, I'm saying when children play, they don't think about things like AI. They don't think about predictable things. They use their imaginations, as Nino so aptly pointed out. And I think, for adults, if they want to remain in the game, they need to, of course, learn how to use the tools. There's no question about that. They need to understand that AI is the great predictor. It can, figure out a lot more than us as human beings. But what it can't do is play. It can't brainstorm for you. It can't envision things. And that's where humans are built tough. They're not going anywhere. So adults need to learn how to play again, especially in when they're coming up with new ideas. They need to understand how to let their mind go free, not rely on AI as a crutch, and start to imagine again, start to think, start to play with ideas. And that's where the magic happens.
Thank you. And one more question for you, Zeshan. You know that AI comes across the different cultures, different countries, different time zones. What do you think, how it could be operated in one startup, or in one company? You came across from investment founders and you know everything about define in one system these different things. What do you think? How is it possible to operate this?
Well, I think big companies have been operating cross-border for a very long time. And so what that means to me is that they've understood that there's cultural nuances in every new market that they have to enter. And so when it comes to AI systems, I guess you could say that you could first and foremost build those nuances into an LLM so that if you have a company that's operating, let's say from United States, and they need to have a product launch in Japan, they understand the cultural nuances, they understand the regulatory frameworks, they understand just the general habits of the users in Japan, and they can very quickly get that same product up and running in that local region without it feeling foreign. So I think you can use AI, you can have a principal RAG that has all the information in it that you require your local domicile to have, but then apply the local customs, the local legal frameworks. And that enables much smaller teams to get global products up and running. So that's really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, let's speak a little bit more about founders' journey in startups. I'm really curious about, guys, investors love ARR, ROI. And if we are talking about people, how we accept a return of investments, how we calculate that? What do you think, Giorgi?
If we're talking about people?
Okay, we are building a startup or new company, and normally we are running pre-seed or seed level, and we accepted return of investment, and investors love that metrics like ROI, ARR, ERR, and what about people? How we accept a return of investment if we are talking about people, human investment?
Yeah, so obviously financial metrics are important, but I think especially when you're talking about startups like those. I think the vision is something that the investors look at first and foremost, and of course there are businesses, there are viable businesses, but they are not maybe VC investable, and you do the same type of financial analysis, but then again, of course, so once we speak about the vision, I think it's important that you you find relevant investors that kind of match your vision, believe in your vision, and once you're able to find such investors that share your vision, I think then the non-tangible metrics come into play, because then you start caring not only about financial returns and financial numbers, but also about the impact that you make in a society as a whole. And obviously, like, there is multiple ways of managing, right? So if you look at we're talking about investing in human capital, right? So we can take a lot of metrics. So we can say how many people were working in tech, say in Georgia in 2020, and then how many people are working in tech in 2025. So you can measure the number of people, how they improve their lives. Like, you can look at an average salary in the country, you can compare it to the average salary then in the tech sector. And yeah, I mean, you can do all kinds of calculations, and you can come up with creative ways to calculate impact, of course. But I think at the end of the day, it's about you as a founder and the investor sharing and believing into the same vision. Thanks.
Thank you. And Zeshan also. Could you answer?
Yes,
about investment. It's so interesting.
Oh, the ARR on people is what you're saying.
Yes.
The return on investment on people.
Of people,
Okay.
yes.
So
How we calculate it.
Yeah, I think, all too often we punish people that are maybe explorers or experimental inside of a company very quickly. And if you look at the larger, like, FANG companies, Googles, Facebooks, Metas, all those types of companies, they try to instill this idea where you should, if you have an idea, if you're bringing forth a new feature, then you go through an entire product development cycle that includes, talking to users, that includes, interviewing users, getting the feedback, failing forward. I think that's an important thing. And so if you have a small company, of course, you can't afford to fail forward too often, but you should implement and instill that idea of how do you turn them into like a mini experimental lab, so that, because that's where you could 10x an opportunity, right? Is where you have somebody that tries something in a sort of piloted way, in a way that is systematic in being able to to launch an idea into the market, and you encourage that type of behavior. You encourage them to try things, and that's where you're going to get a bunch of people inside of your organization that are adding value in their own way, rather than scared and just placing their ideas in safe bets, right? And especially when it comes to startups, you want that 10x, you want those big opportunities coming from your first few hires, right? And so you want to be able to give them the room to do that. And so it's important.
Room and space.
Yeah, the room and space to do that. And so that's where you have to instill a culture inside of your company, rather than punishing people for making mistakes. You understand what you learned from every situation and scenario.
Yeah, I think mistakes are part of journey.
Yeah.
Without mistakes, it's not impossible to grow in. So, dear speakers, thank you for speaking. And I want to finish one short blitz. Could you give in one sentences advice for new generation who want to join our industry, Web3, AI? Doesn't matter, corporation or startup, or maybe they want to go into university to study blockchain, smart contracts, etc. What it will be?
Well, in one sentence, I would say that I think I've talked a lot already about the lifelong learning, importance of lifelong learning, which is a key. But also, I'd like to say that students or youth, let's say so, have to understand that discipline stands above motivation. I don't underestimate motivation. This is very important. But motivation can be changed. One day you have it, the next day you don't. Discipline is something which does not change. So you have to put discipline above everything, above motivation, the feelings, whatsoever. This is like a formula for the success. I'm 100% sure that this is true. If you are disciplined and you are curious to learn more, and you never tell yourself that, now I know everything, so that's it, and you don't stop growing, then you will be successful. I promise you.
Discipline.
My one piece of advice for somebody wanting to join our industry or these emerging industries is to go find a hackathon. And it doesn't matter what skills you have or you don't have. Go in there and try to find a few team members and try to build something, try to ship something in a short amount of time. You're going to learn so much. You're going to meet people. You're going to start to understand how ideas turn into realities. And so that's, whether it be that you're joining that hackathon virtually or locally, I think get out there and try to build something with a team of people and do it on a regular basis. And you're going to have a skill set and you're going to build your own career by doing that.
Yeah, I would say you need three things to be kind of successful. One is skill, the other is will and discipline, as Nino has mentioned, and the third one is luck. So I think it's very important. But like when we speak about luck, like what do you need to do to be lucky, right? So I think you need to show up. You need to be curious. You need to show up. You need to put yourself into positions that you become lucky. Because if you don't show up, you won't. There is no way you will be lucky. So my advice would be, together with the skills, with the discipline, with all of that, just make sure to put yourself into position to be able to be lucky.
So skills, discipline, go to hackathon, and just be proactive. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for moderating. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.